What's happening, guys? Just doing my fight recap for UFC 200. I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts, and I'm gonna be as honest as possible. UFC 200, I think the undercards were a lot better than the main cards because they were a little bit more exciting. Let's talk about the undercards and see who actually won. Definitely Jim Miller pretty much KO to Gome in the first round. Gegard Mousasi also finished Santos in the first round, so congrats to them. Also, Joe Lozan, first round finish of Diego Sanchez, so congrats to him. Let's see, Sage Northcutt, even though he got the unanimous decision, I'm happy to see him not to tap out early. He didn't give up. He got caught on an armbar. He actually managed his way to fight out of it. So, I was impressed. No premature tap out there. So congrats to him. TJ Dillashaw once again, avenging his one of his losses, and he beat Rafael Assunção, by unanimous decision. So congrats to him. I thought he was gonna try to go in there and finish him just because, because he wants another shot of Dominic Cruz because he wants his belt back. But definitely, I thought he still looked good. He still had the footwork. He was still cutting angles. Still had the movement. This is Assunção's first fight back in a long, long time. So I know he had some ring rust in there, and it kind of showed it. But definitely, congrats to TJ Dillashaw, and looking forward to see who he fights next. One thing, on the undercard as well, Johnny Hendricks versus Kelvin Gastelum. Definitely, I think the weight cut kind of effective, effect. Johnny Hendricks' performance, you could just tell, man, he just looks tired. He looks slow. On the other hand, you have a younger fighter who's, definitely, Kelvin Gastelum looked really good that night. This is one of the biggest win in his career. Definitely taking out the former champ of 170. So he was cutting angles. He was pretty much out wrestling him, just pretty much out striking him. And so I think right now, I know there was a long time, a couple months ago, a talk back where Johnny Hendricks didn't make the weight cut against Tyron Woodley because he got really sick. So he had to pull out, and it was just a tough, grueling thing for him to cut weight. I know Dana White was mentioning to him, maybe you should fight in 185 or, in some sort like that. But, I think the weight cut took a toll again on, his physically and mentally, When you don't feel good, your body don't feel good, mentally you don't feel good to fight. He just looks old and slow and tired. I don't know exactly what, maybe he should fight in 185. That's just my thought. So it's just my opinion, guys. But congrats to Kelvin Gastelum. That was a big win for him in his career. He looked great. Definitely, I would like to see him fight Neil Magny one more time, just to avenge his loss. That would be a great fight again to see. Definitely Juliana Pena versus Kat Zano. Unanimous decision by Juliana. She won that fight. She did really well. She stuck with her game plan and just pretty much pretty much grounded her and just held her there and just trying to finish her, but she couldn't get the finish. So definitely congratulations to her with the UD. So unanimous decision. Let's talk about Cain Velasquez now. Cain Velasquez, man, he's a beast, man. This is the Cain of old, but version 2.0. Now he started utilizing spitting heel kicks from I guess taking a page out of his boy's book, who just recently lost to Michael Bisping. So definitely, I'm pretty happy to see Cain Velasquez, looking like his former self. How he just steamrolled through the light heavyweight, the heavyweight division, and pretty much cleaned them out and just pretty much dominated. And now when he fought Travis Brown, man, he just pretty much went in there, did what he had to do, steamrolled him, man, just pretty much outstrike him, his speed, his power, his scrambles, and just pretty much outmuscled him too. Definitely, man, Travis Brown, man, he looked pretty much gassed out in the middle of the first round, and ultimately getting finished by Cain Velasquez. And Cain caught him with a good spinning heel kick to the side, man, which kind of stunned him. Then that's when the beginning of the end for him there, where Cain probably hit him on a nice overhand right and dropped him, and just pretty much ended the night for him, just ground and pound him right up against the cage. Congrats to Cain Velasquez. I can't wait to see who fights next. I think if Brock Lesnar wants to redeem himself, since he kept saying that he lost to his disease, so I would like to see him fight Cain Velasquez. But I think it might be too soon for him to do that, though. I'll be honest with you. But I would like to see Cain, or actually, I want to see Brock Lesnar fight Cain one more time, though. Next, Jose Aldo versus Frankie Edgar. Wow. Definitely, Jose Aldo took Frankie Edgar by surprise, took him out of his game plan. Definitely, man, he was just pretty much outboxing him, counter punching. Every time Frankie would come in, throw his combination, on the way out, he would get caught with some heavy hands. Especially that left hook plus that straight, overhand straight. He caught him a few times. Just to let you guys know, the first fight, when they fought, Frankie Edgar had the better of the exchanges, plus took him down and pretty much held him in, I guess, the last couple of rounds of their previous fight. One thing I gotta tell you, what I've noticed where he made the adjustment is he got better. He has a lot more stamina now. His cardio's on point. Not only that, he wasn't throwing too many leg kicks because he learned from last fight. Because every time he would throw a leg kick, if you guys seen their previous fight, Frankie would catch his kicking leg with his left hand, and he would throw the overhand right to throw Jose Aldo off balance to get him down to the ground. And that's why he wasn't throwing those leg kicks. Everybody's wondering why he's not throwing those leg kicks, because it's Frankie. You're fighting Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar is known to grab that kicking leg of yours and try to throw that overhand right to take you down, and that's what happened in the first fight. So he was pretty much outboxing, outstriking. He's cutting angles. He was circling away from Frankie's power hand. So, and definitely, man, every time they threw some exchange, and he was stuffing Frankie Edgar's takedown. So congrats to Jose Aldo. Frankie, I'm a big fan of yours. I was rooting for you on this one. I guess it didn't go your way this time. Time to go back to the drawing board and figure something else out. But definitely, it was a great fight for Jose Aldo. Frankie, you're just going to get better. So, we'll see who you fight next. Definitely, I would like to see you fight Max Holloway. I think that might be next on his list. If not, I think Max Holloway is going to fight Jose Aldo if he can't get the McGregor fight. I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. I'm interested to see in that division who's going to fight who. Next fight on the list was Daniel Cormier, DC, versus Anderson Silva. I got to give credit to Anderson Silva taking the fight on 2 days short notice. I think he could have done a lot better if he had a 6 weeks training camp, but the end results will still be DC winning. Reason why, you guys seen what happened. DC took him down easily, no problems, held him up against the cage, dirty box him, plus also ground and pound him. Even though he had that third round, that front kick, which caught him on the side of his ribs, stunned him. And, he was coming in trying to finish DC, but DC's a smart fighter. Wrapped him around, put his back against up of the cage, and just hold him, try to catch his breath back. And, like I said, even if they went 5 rounds, it still would have ended up the same, guys. It's just DC's a smarter fighter, and he just, to me, he was just a bigger and stronger fighter. And you guys could tell when he held Anderson Silva down on the ground, and just Anderson couldn't do anything, man, and he was getting taken down by ease. But, like I said, that's how DC fights. I know that he was getting booed by the crowd, but that's just the way how DC fights, man. He fights, he's a grinder, and that's what he did. He grinded, the GOAT, and, nobody wants to take a risk and standing up with Anderson Silva like that. And you guys seen what happened in the third round. Imagine if DC would have just stayed standing, he probably would have finished DC. But DC's not that type of fighter. He's a smart fighter. He would, take it down to where he could win. And what he did was he grinded him down, tired Anderson out, and that's how he ended up getting the win. Definitely, it was a great fight plan for DC, and thank you, Anderson Silva, for taking that fight on short notice, man. You're always gonna be the greatest of all time. Brock Lesnar versus Mark Hunt. There was no surprise. All his interviews, he said, "This is what Mark Hunt's gonna do. He's gonna try and knock me out, and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take him down," and that's what happened the whole night. But to me, I think, a second round, Brock Lesnar did really well in the first round. So did Mark Hunt. It was kind of, it could have been not toss-up, but I thought Brock won the first round. Second round was a toss-up. It could have either or the way the judges seen it. But what I saw in the second round was Brock Lesnar looked gassed. And if Mark Hunt would have put a little bit more pressure and went in there and started throwing those bombs, I think he could have finished Brock Lesnar. But I think he was just too tired, because carrying Brock Lesnar's weight on him at 200 and 265, plus. He must have been like 285 after he rehydrated. And you guys know in the first round, pretty much Brock Lesnar held him there and put all his weight on him, which forced Mark Hunt to carry his weight. And I think he got gassed himself too. But I noticed Brock Lesnar just pretty much breathing heavy. Not too many movements, not too many takedowns or even trying. The third round, Mark Hunt was trying to come in. He got taken down, and just pretty much the whole night, it was just Brock Lesnar laying on him and just raining down punches. There was a great win for Brock Lesnar and for his return. And, there was great strategy on his end. And Mark Hunt, just got to go back on the drawing board. Definitely a great fight for Brock Lesnar. Happy to have him back in the UFC. Can't wait to see who he matches up with next. Who UFC picks his next fight. So that'd be interesting. I want to know. But definitely, I'm happy to see him back. Let's get down to the main card. Definitely Miesha Tate versus Nunes. All I gotta say is wow. Wow, wow, wow. Nunes, man, she was a beast, man. Took out Miesha Tate really fast first round. Her striking was on point. Her takedown defense, and she did get taken down, but she managed to get up right away. Definitely, her striking is on a whole different level. Like what I said, she had some serious striking skills and just pretty much ended Miesha Tate's short-lived championship reign there. Took her belt. Definitely, she was cutting angles, throwing leg kicks, mixing it up. Just her movement, her speed played into it, and also just overall, man, her striking skill reminded me of Anderson Silva. And that's how her striking skill looked to me, in my opinion. But definitely, that was a great win for her. Congratulations. She's a new champ in the bantamweight division for the women. And I can't wait to see who they match her up with next. And anybody that I guess is going to be fighting her next is going to be a tough match for anybody. But definitely, I think for the most part, the main card wasn't as exciting as the undercards, in my opinion. The undercards had a lot more action versus the main card. I'll be honest with you. Minus Miesha Tate and Nunes and Cain Velasquez versus Travis Brown. But all those fights in between was pretty boring to me. Just the way like what I said, just I don't know. The main card, just shaking my head, man. I wanted to see DC versus John Jones fight, and I wanted to see that rematch. Just because I know everybody's booing DC. I think DC, he's the champ that UFC needs. He's just a positive role model. No funny business, just straight, doing his thing. And I think, he shows what a champion should be and should act. And just in my opinion, he's a great fighter as well. So definitely, now we just got to wait longer to see that rematch happen. So, but anyways, leave you guys comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. With all the fight on UFC 200. Definitely, just my share, hopefully you guys enjoy these videos. As always, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.